fighting in his 3 rounds in the Clanworth featherweight division bout. Introducing first, right out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in under 145 pounds. Right out of next gen Northern Ireland, presenting Stuart Padraig. As the one man is weighing to the Clanworth page, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in under 145 pounds. Right out of Shaolin, MMA Bout, presenting Padraig Hannon.
Tonight to show his true skills, and Stuart Graham, he hopes, will be the first victim of that. But interesting to see a fighter speak so openly about the mental preparation and the mental aspect of fighting. Your referee is Mr. Derek Hickey.
Stuart Graham, an incredibly tough fighter, has a devastating armbar that I can tell you from first-hand experience. Not a nice place to be.
And we have got Hannon, who's in the red trunks. Graham is in the black and green. Both fighters not wasting any time.
Stuart just being patient, not running in. He's landing his strikes and trying to get out of way. Hannon in on a takedown, but defended beautifully by Stuart Graham, who could be in on a neck here.
The neck is there, it's presented itself, but Hannon gets a hold of that single, tries to turn the corner and drag the leg, and does, and
how
not
tight
giving
is
up
the
on
squeeze?
it is Stuart.
Oh, that looks very tight. He's doing the right thing. He's rolled with it. He has one leg hooked. Could be switching to the mounted guillotine here.
Hannon trying to get, he does pop his head out of there. Excellent work. Graham was hunting, but he bit the hook at first, but he spat it out there. Excellent work by Padraig Hannon to stay alive.
And that's the experience of Padraig Hannon coming into play there. Lesser fighters would have worried and perhaps given up the neck and accepted it, but he scrambled the entire time, now landing in a dominant position.
The BJJ blue belt is Hannon, so he would be used to that, Phil. You can speak to and attest to the blue belt level. So that's something that you would drill, is escapes. It's not always about the submission, it's also about getting out of the submission.
Indeed, Noel, indeed. And we see Padraig just trying to escape through into the full side control position. He's just digging a hand in there, perhaps to look for a darce. Stuart doing the right thing by keeping close and keeping turned in towards Padraig, trying to reclaim full guard.
Padraig just looking to trap that left arm of Graham and allow him slide up into a crucifix position. That was a beautiful, dirty left shot on the bottom, on top, I should say, by Hannon.
Needs to be wary of the up kicks here. Stuart Graham just remaining calm. Padraig closes the distance beautifully, just smothers the offense of Stuart Graham there. Back into that half guard position.
Just slice the knee through to allow that. And we'll look to work here. Stuart Graham, although he went for that submission, since that he's found himself on his back.
And it's something we've talked about ad nauseum, Noel, that half guard position. There doesn't necessarily need to be that impetus to get into side control or get into mount. That half guard is a beautiful position from which to settle and land strikes.
It really is the anchor position where you can hold your opponent grounded and let your shots go. He's working for a Kimura, Phil, on the opposite side.
It's going to be very difficult to get from the half guard position.
His coach Ben Davis just calling for hammer fists, maybe to pepper or loosen up Graham on the bottom.
Hannon needs to be wary of not giving up space to let Stuart Graham just sneak out the back here. He seems to have that hand on the hip as if to push away and look for it.
That's your 10-second clapper, so Hannon might be better off abandoning this to land some shots, but it's Graham who reverses, and it's going to be Graham who's looking for a hammer fist at the end of the first round.
Big finish from Stuart Graham.
He done well and waited for that opportunity when it presented itself, exploded out of that position and finishes the round on top, landing the shots.
Or perhaps landed heavier strikes.
I always say fights are like a pendulum, the momentum.
Yeah.
And although it might have been too late to win round one, that's now carrying into round two. He ended the first round on top, landing shots, has the momentum swung back in Graham's favour. That's a big right hand, but he used it beautifully, almost like Dan Henderson style, threw the big right hand, stepped in to get the trip, and Hannon is on top again in that anchor-like position with plenty of time on the clock.
Stuart Graham has that knee shield in. I think you're going to see Padraig settling down in that position a little bit more, so he can't be flipped or switched from there. You see the hips a little bit lower, the base is a little bit lower. He's forcing Stuart Graham to carry a little bit more of the weight.
Graham just trying to turn into him and potentially shrimp out of this position, or try to get that left knee out and maybe retain full guard.
Graham doing the right thing by digging in for that underhook. He's creating that space. May look to reclaim his guard, but Padraig just landing hellacious shots.
They are nice, heavy shots on top by Padraig Hannon.
He's trying desperately and achieves the pass. May go into the crucifix position from here, but Stuart Graham just rolls with it beautifully.
Big scramble for position. You had Hannon looking for submissions when they potentially weren't there. Chose a triangle attempt up here.
Oh, that's a tight arm, boys. Go belly down on it. Is that it? Stuart Graham desperately trying to step over, but that looks tight. Oh, referee.
That is it. It looks like the elbow potentially has popped here. Padraig Hannon, he told me before he wants the toughest of fights. He says Stuart Graham is that, gets the submission and gets it done. A beautiful, beautiful armbar finish and announced the scrambles, Phil Campbell.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 1 minute and 11 seconds of round number 2.